Hello everyone, hope you're alright. In today's video, I'm going to sow some snapdragon seeds and I will also show you the germination process and how I transplant them. So keep watching this video till end. This is snapdragon torch mix and you can sow these seeds from February to May indoors, and basically when all the danger frost is gone then you can transplant them outside. And the ideal temperature for the germination of seeds is 20 degrees centigrade. And if you are sowing them in a row, you need to space them 25 centimeter apart from each other. These plants need full sun and they produce really beautiful spikes of lovely blooms which are ideal for cut flower arrangement. So they have really long vase life. I grew them last year as well, and but I started them quite late, so I only had one or two spikes of blooms, and then they stopped blooming. They went in dormancy. However, they did survive the winter, so they kept on foliage and they survived through the winter, and this April they started blooming again. So they are doing really well for me. I'm going to sow more seeds this year, which hopefully should bloom this year because I'm starting them quite early this year. So here you can see I have got a recycled plastic pot and I'm filling it with multi-purpose compost. You can use any compost you like or potting mix. You should avoid garden soil for your seed starts because that's quite heavy. So after filling the container, I have moistened it really well. Because the seeds are really tiny, we want our compost or potting mix to be moistened before putting the seeds in. If we water it after putting the seeds in, the seeds can dislodge. So here you can see I have taken the seeds out and these are really tiny seeds, so they are basically colored here so we can handle them easily, otherwise it will be really hard to handle them. So I have scattered the seeds on the top of the surface and I'm going to lightly cover with more compost. So ideally you should only sow them 0.5 centimeter deep. So after covering with more compost and pressing it in its place, I'm going to label it. It's quite important to label your plants. I'm starting loads of seeds this year, so it's really important to label them so I don't forget what I have got. So I'm going to transplant my snapdragon seedlings now. As you can see, almost all of them have germinated. Some are bigger than others, but they are growing nicely and I think I need to transplant them now. So you can skip this step if you want to plant them in the flower border or in your patio containers, but I haven't decided yet where they will go. So because they are crowded here and I want them to have more room to grow, I'm going to transplant them separately in these individual cups, which are 6-ounce water cups. I have done holes in them and I'm going to fill them up with compost and transplant them in there, and basically they will be good to go for another month or 2 months. So this is a couple of weeks after transplanting and you can see the seedlings have grown nice and big. So basically at this stage you can pinch the top leaves if you want and it will push them to produce more branching. But I didn't pinch them last year and I think they grow nice and big, like 2 feet, 3 feet tall. And I'm going to leave them at this stage, but later on if I feel I need to pinch them, I can always pinch them. So this one is looking a little bit different from others. It's not clearly snapdragon, it's something else. It could be a weed, but it looks like an aster plant which I have got growing, so I am keeping it for now to see what it is. So here I have got 10 snapdragon plants and they are doing really well. Two died during transplanting process, so they didn't survive transplant shock, and the others are doing really well. So here I want to show you the plants which I started last year, and they are still doing really well, blooming since April. And this will give you an idea what to expect when you start your snapdragon seeds, how long it can take for them to bloom abundantly. So we are in zone 8B, which is like our winters are not that harsh. We hardly get like up to -4, -5 degrees centigrade. This year we had a couple of snowstorms. So these plants were out in the storms during the winter. In fact, we moved the house, but they did survive the winter and they started blooming back in April. I have underplanted them with pansies, which are also from last year. So I had these pansies last year in another container, and then I did a video where I shifted these pansies from that container in this container at the end of season. And basically I caught them back, I shipped this in this container, and they survived the winter as well. And both of these plants started blooming again in April, and these are really eye-catching at the moment in my garden. Really beautiful flowers and bloom for a long time. I caught a couple of blooms and put in vase, and they were like in the vase for 3 or 4 weeks. So I really adore these plants, both snapdragons and pansies, and I think they look absolutely beautiful in any garden. I will highly recommend that you do try growing them, and you will be amazed how well they perform. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my gardening videos. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.